This show is sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. Visit betterhelp.com/Padilla because sometimes existing is exhausting. My name's Anthony Padilla, and today I'll be spending a day with the Odd Ones Out, aka James, the absurdly popular, beloved, and legendary YouTube animator, to learn what it's like to explode in popularity and run one of, if not the most popular animation channel on the internet. By the end of this video, we'll learn what James's early face reveal was like. We'll hear him address controversy that he's found himself in. And for the first time ever, we'll hear James talk about his experiences growing up deep in Mormonism and what that was like. Has animating for his 17 million subscribers been a wholly gratifying experience? Or has amassing over 3.6 billion views come with struggles and hardship more cruel than anyone could ever imagine? Hello, James!
Hey. How's it going, Anthony? Thought you were gonna fall from the ceiling or something.
I did that earlier, you missed it, you weren't there for it. Your channel has continued to explode since the last time we talked 2 years ago. You went from 10 million subscribers to 17 million. How have things changed most in the past 2 years? Besides getting buff.
I got buff, I started working out.
Having facial hair.
I have facial hair, and I got a girlfriend.
You got a girlfriend!
I did it, guys!
James got a girlfriend!
What else has changed? I'm just streamlining my process a little bit more. I got someone else to dish out assignments. It's given me more free time. A lot of new YouTubers are on that new YouTube grind, and they just will work nonstop. I just got to a point where I was like, I need to spend time with my girlfriend.
You're like, I'm too old for this shit.
Exactly.
What first got you into the world of YouTube animation?
I liked drawing, but I wasn't so much interested in making it look good. I always, as you know, I always wanted to entertain people with my art. When I was 12 years old, I made these little stick figure comics. That just taught me a lot about structuring a joke and writing and everything, and I would share them with my friends. When I turned 16, I got a drawing tablet and I started a webcomic called THEODD1sOUT. I remember watching a lot of YouTube videos as I worked, and I just thought, I could do that. My first video was in a 4:3 ratio. There's these black bars on the side of it. I sound terrible.
As I'm laying on my bed unconscious, my dad says, kidney failure.
How old were you?
I was 18 years old, and that's old enough to be competent to make a decent video.
My first video was when that I uploaded to YouTube was when I was 18, and it was also 4:3, and it also sounded terrible.
That was back when 4:3 was the standard.
Oh, true, it was the standard.
Yeah,
it was 2005.
Man, I was 9 years old in 2005.
When did you first start getting traction on YouTube?
I had an audience with comics, actually, and every so often these comics would go viral, and then I would get a bunch of followers, and then I would make more, and then another comic would go viral. So then when I started YouTube, I already jumped the gun. I had 5,000 subscribers right off the bat. And then I posted a video about ASMR. It was one of my first videos that blew up, and then it was going to the hundreds of thousands of subscribers.
Damn.
And I was like, and I called up my mom, and I was like, Mom, guess how much money I made today?
And you told her?
It was $900.
No, that's fucking great.
So my parents are always supportive of me doing art, but they were like, get a real job first, do art on the side, and if your art kicks off and you're able to support yourself, then great, do that. And I said, okay. And so I was going to school to be a math teacher.
You were about to be a math teacher?
I know, my life would have been so different.
7 times 8.
42. What, was that the real answer?
56?
56, then that's that.
Did you say 42?
No, I didn't say 42. I'm rusty, okay?
And now you are the most popuar animator on
Am
YouTube? I type in top YouTube animators, and the first thing that comes up is the Odd Ones Out.
That's me. I remember that. It's such a random picture for Google to take. Actually, on my Wikipedia page,
dude,
it's us.
I was gonna mention that. Why is there a weird photo of us on your Wikipedia page that looks like it was definitely not taken with our permission?
No. Can we use this as a this facial hair is new?
I got a new one for Wikipedia.
Okay,
Wikipedia. Have you ever talked about your religious beliefs growing up?
Two things I don't really like talking about are religion and politics. But, people have found my mom, who is Mormon, so they're like, he's Mormon. And, I haven't, said anything publicly about it.
You've never talked about being Mormon?
Nope. I actually lied in a video. I said that I made these stick figure comics. I made them in school, and I passed them off to my friends. What actually happened is I made them in church.
So being Mormon indirectly contributed to
Kind
your
of.
career / where you are now, and you wouldn't be here unless you're Mormon.
I was so bored at church that I would just make these little stick figure
It wasn't
comics.
the most entertaining thing in the world?
No, it was.
Why did you say that you were doing that at school in your video rather than just saying I was at church?
I was like that much of I don't want to talk about religion.
You're more comfortable talking about religion now?
On your channel, yeah.
Oh, not on your channel, it's on my channel. Can you tell me about what your lifestyle was like when you were growing up Mormon?
You know, church for 3 hours on Sunday. In high school, you had to do seminary. We would like learn about either the New Testament, Old Testament, the Book of Mormon, or the Doctrine and Covenant. No drinking or alcohol.
No caffeine.
No caffeine. It's like they got to do stuff to invite the spirit. No swearing.
Even though you're not Mormon anymore, do you still feel weird saying curse words?
I've done cuss words that I've bleeped out in videos before.
What the
And here's this, I actually said them in the sound booth.
You actually said
I actually
that?
said them in the sound booth. I try not to say them in public, and I try not to say them where like, if I don't know the people, because I don't know if they're cool with it, but like with a group of friends, then I don't give a crap. So,
Did you ever feel brainwashed?
if my parents brainwashed me, then any parent that pushes their, or teaches their kids the same political beliefs as them is brainwashing their kids. It was just how I was raised, so it was just what I expected. Mormons have like a very strong community and very strong sense of family, so you know, I didn't have a bad childhood or anything. My parents loved me, and it was just this strong community of like, this is just what we did. And then I just had to grow up and figure out what I believed.
Did you ever feel like you needed to deconvert from Mormonism, or was it more of just like you grew away from it?
Looking back on my childhood, I think it totally makes sense that I left the church because ever since I was 12 years old, I wasn't paying attention. I was drawing comic. I also just hated going to church. When church was over, I would be the one that would round up my family and I'd be like, let's go, I want to go home. On the car ride back, I'd be like unbuttoning my shirt. My pants were around my ankles like as I'm walking into the front door. Even when I would have identified myself as a Mormon, I wouldn't want to go on a mission because I just knew, I was like, that's something that does not sound good.
Just knowing that you might have to go to a different country for multiple years.
Yeah. Then having to go to strangers and try and ask them to convert to your religion. And I didn't even feel comfortable like asking my friends, you know?
It's like part of the job description to convert people and put yourself in like uncomfortable situations trying to say like, hey, that way that you believe, not right.
I'm 18 years old, I know how the world works, you know? So it was the internet that like just opened me up to different points of view.
So the internet is run by sin.
So I, you know, was on the internet, and then I was like, you know what, gay people should be allowed to get married. And then I was like, you know what, women should have the right to choose what they do with their bodies and stuff.
I mean, sorry, I laugh because it's like, it sounds like maybe I live in a bubble, but it seems like a common way of thinking. Yet you grew up in an environment where those things were not common.
Yeah, even seeing other points of view and seeing like their perspective, and I was like, yeah, that sounds reasonable and stuff.
Yeah.
And then it just got to a point where I was like, what I believe and what the church teaches are totally separate.
Have you dealt with anyone from your past, you know, being disappointed in what you do now, or you know, the types of un-Mormon things that you do?
Yes, my mom did. There's a song I made called Life is Fun. And there's a line in the song called, you're not special and one day you'll bury your mother. And I was like, you know what? My mom does not need to hear this song. My mom.
Even though you know she's gonna see it.
Yeah, and I was like, I'll post it and then ask for forgiveness. And lo and behold, I post the video, I get a call. My mom goes like,
you swore in a video.
and I was like, what?
You said, oh God.
And I was like, oh, that's the part you're upset about?
Oh, she didn't care about the fact that you're gonna have to bury her.
No, and she goes,
What are you going to do when you have to stand before God and tell him that you swore in a video?
and I said, I've done a lot worse things. Anthony, what are you gonna do when you have to stand before God and tell him that you've sworn in a video?
I'm gonna be like, God, I'm sorry. Oh, no, God, no, I'm sorry, God, no, I'm sorry, God.
And then
no!
then the trap door opens and
There was a point in time when you were an animator seeing lots of success and you had never shown your face. You were completely faceless. Was that a choice to remain anonymous?
Yeah, there was just a moment where like my face had not been known.
Like kind of by accident, not because of choice?
Yeah, it was just because I was like, you know, I want to show my cartoon self and stuff. But then people were like starting to look for it, you know? They were like going on like
starting to dig.
Yeah, starting to dig. And I was like, oh, this is kind of weird because like my mom has a blog and she would like post off to the public, to the world, like pictures of me. People were being weird about it, and so I was just like, here I am. Even my official face reveal, I used it as a joke. I said like,
okay, I'll do a face reveal later. If we're gonna do this, it has to be its own video with a lot of build-up, okay?
and
That was the best face reveal of all time. In the same video, you also did a
shirt.
fleshy belly reveal.
Did I ever tell you about my missing sternum?
You have a missing sternum? It's completely gone? Oh, hell yeah, I do.
a-
Whoa, you got a missing sternum! Your face is out there.
Uh-huh.
You have 17.2 million
Yes.
subscribers. You've been viewed over 3.6 billion times. You must get recognized out in public a lot.
Yes.
What's that experience like?
At first, it would like make my day. Someone out there on the internet recognized me, watches my videos, and I'm still thankful that people do it. And maybe I'm just getting older and less excited about the world, and now I'm sort of expecting it. I have this line that I can't not do it. You know, someone goes, "Are you James?" And it's just a guttural noise that I make. I just go, "Who?" And,
That's what you always do.
yeah, my girlfriend knows that when I make that sound,
That
she's
means
like,
that you're being recognized?
she leaves. She's just like, she just goes, "Who?"
When an Uber driver asks you what you do for a living, what do you say?
I tell them I'm a storyboarder at Nickelodeon.
Don't they ask more questions?
No, then I tell them that I'm working on NDA projects. I can't talk about it. I've had Uber drivers where I told them what I've done, and they're like, "Oh, let me look you up." And then they're like, "All right, well, here's your house," and I go,
Oh, shit.
that doesn't seem like a good idea.
What's been your most bizarre fan experience?
I've only had one person show up to my house. I like walk floof in my neighborhood, and I've had kids like on their bikes go, "James," and I'm like, "How did you find?" They're like, "We saw you walking floof." Like that, I'm like, okay, that's normal, that's fine. But then this mom and her kid show up, and I was like, "Oh, do you live around here?" And they go, "No," and I was like, "Huh?" And they're like, "Yeah, we recognized you from the blue car in your garage." And I was like, "Oh." I said, I don't feel comfortable with you like doing it. And they were like, "Oh, we're so sorry," and stuff.
I've also dealt with people who have driven across the country to like say hi, and then I'm like, "Oh, I don't think this is appropriate where I live." And then I've had people be like, "Well, we drove so far."
It's like, I'm not enabling this, you know?
It's so hard. You want to do it for them because you want to show that you appreciate it, but
I always thought that like, if this ever happened, I'm just gonna tell them off. But then like, in the moment, you're like,
when you see
it's
the
this little
tears in their
girl.
eyes. Moral of the story, don't show up to people's house unsolicited. Anyone's house, regardless of their internet fame. Just anyone.
That includes you, missionaries. Anyway.
Considering storytelling has been such a huge part of your brand, do you feel the need to constantly have a new story to tell, or do you feel like you're kind of like running out of stories to tell?
When I'm making the videos, I try and think about like what message I could have in them. You know, there's definitely some parts that I'm learning that like, you know, the internet doesn't need to know every intricate detail about my life. That's why I haven't said the identity of my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Especially that, because it's like, oh, you want to put your relationship online for the internet to put their thoughts and opinions on?
Right, and then
No,
you
thank
accidentally see that, and then it starts to get in your head, and then it
Uh-huh.
becomes this thing where they're judging your relationship that you're seeing through the lens of someone else. seeing it.
Exactly. I would not want the internet in that aspect of my life, but
Yeah.
I mean, I've shared other things about my lives. I've shared that I've wet the bed when I was younger, you know?
Wow, disgusting.
Getting into
Get the
personal
f out of my house. Was there a first moment when you realized that you kind of should keep things more private?
Maybe it was just growing up and just I started to like not care about internet drama, if that makes sense, or not care about other people's opinions. Realizing like, oh, this is super public, you know, like this is shining a spotlight on my life, and it's, you know, just I have to choose what spotlights I want to shine.
People have incessantly shipped you with Jaden Animation. Before we continue learning about the world of the Odd Ones Out, so I feel like we must confront
Okay.
the most controversial topic that we have today. Are you actually afraid? I have a very special announcement that we just launched this collectible U2's figure. If you remember, we just recently released our made Padilla-chan figure, but today we are releasing this motherfucker, that's me, from the gates of hell straight to your faces. All the profits will be reinvested back into this series and will allow us to hire more team members so we can continue to polish things behind the scenes. And we'll also be able to take more risks with the topics that we cover. And I'll be able to explore some of the new projects that I've been fantasizing about bringing to life.
Wow.
What?
Boring. The all-new Anthony Padilla I Spent a Day with vinyl figure comes with patented sitting action. Anthony's mighty thick chariot assaults the chair. Seen in countless episodes of the 2-time streaming nominated I Spent a Day With series viewed over 3.6 billion times.
Yeah, that's definitely the Odd Ones Out's view count, but okay.
Not only do you get Anthony's beauty ass, buy 1 or 5 or 150 figures and receive Anthony's trusty sidekick Slay the Sloth with each figure. Just listen to this raving review from ultra famous YouTube legend, The Odd Ones Out.
It's the YouTube's figure.
Don't just sit there like a f***ing buy a ton of these and support this series, you ass.
Well, that was a bit much. Yeah, anyway, if you want to financially support this series, I would really appreciate you pre-ordering one of these figures by clicking the link down in the description below. And while you're here, I'd also like to thank BetterHelp for their continued partnership. Therapy has been extremely helpful in shaping who I am today by allowing me to have empathy for my younger self and therefore understand my current self better. But therapy can be customized to whatever is right for you and can be really useful in providing tools to help with motivation or feelings of depression, anxiety, stress, insecurity, or whatever else you might need. BetterHelp has been continuing to improve throughout the years and screens all therapists to ensure that they have experience and that they're certified and licensed, and provide customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your licensed therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera or even speak over the phone if that's not something that you're comfortable with. As many of you know, therapy can be expensive, and the price of finding a therapist that you like and actually connect with can get overwhelming, which is why BetterHelp offers a more affordable alternative to in-person therapy, where you can start communicating with your therapist in less than 48 hours. So thanks again to BetterHelp, who are giving I Spent a Day with viewers and listeners 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/Padilla. That's betterhelp.com/Padilla. Now back to the world of The Odd Ones Out. People have incessantly shipped you with Jaden Animation. They want you to date, they want you to be married, they want you to have kids together, they want you to grow old and die together.
Well, now you know why I'm like hesitant about putting a relationship on the internet, Anthony.
Yeah.
It's because the people will make a relationship that isn't there. I knew that once I made a video saying that I have a girlfriend and that it's not Jaden, I knew there was going to be people that are like, what? But I really, and I already knew ahead of time, like, hey, if you shipped real people, then that's not good, and that's not like, so cry about it, is pretty much how I felt.
Yeah, did any of that contribute to you making the video to kind of be like, we need to kind of chill how much I'm being shipped with someone else? I'm in a relationship.
For a long time, me and Jaden's philosophy was just to like, let it happen, don't address it. If you address it, then the people
draws more attention
to it and stuff. I don't think there was ever like, oh wait, this is going too far, you know? There was, it was just like, hey, I'm gonna make a video about a relationship.
So obviously you have to.
I have to address, I can't not.
I feel like everyone has done something that offends someone. And anyone who's in the public eye, they're held to higher standards and to more criticism. Are you down to talk about your experience making a joke and you didn't fully understand the history and context of the joke that you were making?
Yes, because I think this will be a good way to teach people. We can turn this horrible experience into a learning moment.
Lesson.
Because honestly, it was a learning moment for me because, you know, I learned an important thing about tone indicators. People they would write out a comment and then they would put /s at the end of the comment to show that they were being sarcastic. And I thought it was like, this is a little strange that people are pointing out when they're being sarcastic. It's like, do people not know when a joke is happening and stuff? And so I did a tweet that said, I think /s is an important and useful tool, /s.
By using it that way, then you were
fun of it.
Then you were saying that it wasn't helpful.
Now that this is something that I didn't know, it's used for neurodivergent people who have a hard time understanding the tone through text. And I just thought it was people being like, oh, by the way, I'm joking. And I realized, oh, I didn't know that. A lot of people sent messages to my business email, and I saw one person saying, you ableist F word. F slur, you know?
F slur, ableist F slur.
And I was like, That instance made me go, you know, I also don't need to tweet everything.
And in that case, your intention was to not hurt anyone, to make a joke that you didn't understand.
Exactly.
You know, you were ignorant about.
True,
it's okay to be ignorant. Everyone is ignorant about something.
I had other people reach out to me going like, oh, I had no idea that that's what it was for. And I was like, me neither.
In retrospect, you can almost look back and say that you, in doing that, in offending some people,
I've taught
you
more.
Taught many people what it means.
That's why I'm saying, like, that's why I'm open to talk about it with my friend Anthony.
And I will be honest that I didn't know what tone indicators were when you made that tweet. I actually only found out about it when you apologize. In many ways, apologizing for something brings more attention to it. Sometimes it's negative because people will say, oh, this person's apologizing for something. That means that they did something wrong. That means I should hate him. But then also, I learned through you learning.
And anytime I bring that story up to people, they're always like understanding. The consensus of Twitter is not the consensus of the real world.
So I feel like we must confront
the
most controversial topic that we have today.
What's that?
Are you actually a furry?
At this point, it's just easier if I say yes.
Is it complicated?
It's okay, like, let me tell you the story about how I got in possession of a $2,000 furry head. I did this series where like I read fables and I like made a bunch of furry jokes in that video. So then it kind of got like associated with it. And I was like, haha, that's funny. For VidCon in like 2017, I was like, I want to bring a disguise. And I had this like furry thing in one of the Fables videos, and his name was Furby, and I was like, that's gonna be my disguise for VidCon.
Because no one will know that it's you.
No one will know. So VidCon was like very big on security, and they're like,
no, you can't wear a disguise and go out into the public. Are you stupid?
And so now I just had this furry head.
That you never even wore.
Yeah, not for VidCon, but then it's like, of course I'm gonna use that in videos, and I'm gonna like post on Instagram a picture of my TV with the reflection of the furry head and stuff. And then I start dating one, and then she wants to go to a furry convention, and it's like I have a fursuit.
Have you been to a furry convention?
Yeah, I went to a furry convention.
Did you wear the fursuit?
Of course, I have it.
Did anyone recognize you?
Yes!
Are you gonna admit it in front of the whole world today?
No, I mean, I don't want, that's too much. I don't want to go, I'm James and I'm a furry. Don't clip that.
You might have the most variety of merch out of anyone I have ever seen that makes merch on the internet.
Thank you.
Multiple books, board games, headphones, a bento box, pillows, plush dolls, a life-size James doll. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, so
this is outrageous.
Yeah.
Throw it at me. Oh, they got weight. Oh, they're meaty.
This is my socks.
Oh my, wait, you have a whole, you could open up a store.
Dude, you should see my booth at VidCon, because it pops off, dude. This is, by the way, Anthony told me to bring all this. This isn't like I have to come on and talk
I did
about
not say it. He just has it with him at all times. So, yeah, I would say that James has a couple pieces of merch.
Yeah, buy some.
Do you hope to be a YouTube animator until the day you die?
No.
You're not gonna stay here forever?
I don't think anyone deserves to be on this platform for more than 15 years. Wait, how long have you been on here?
Precisely 16.
Oh. I would love to stay in the industry of making stuff. And I feel like I have that brain that if I'm not making something, then I'm like, what am I doing?
So do you have any big projects or anything in the works right now that you can talk about?
No.
Nothing that you can talk about?
Not that I can talk about.
Is there anything that you could hint about?
I will say there's some stuff in the works. It's not just YouTube videos, is what I'll say. Okay, so Anthony, here's a little sneak peek of what I'm working on.
I'm getting a preview.
Have you seen this?
Oh, this is so good! I wish I could say what I'm even seeing right now.
And once it gets announced, then we'll see what happens. I put an Easter egg to that project in a video from 2018.
So there is a video that exists right now that people could see at this very moment. And if they find it, it would hint at what this is.
Yes.
How clear is that hint? Will people know what it is when they see it?
I feel like once it becomes public, then people are gonna be like, that's the Easter egg.
All right, you got 5 seconds to shout out or promote anything you want directly into that camera.
Okay.
Go.
Hi everyone, my name is, check out all the amazing artists that work on my videos. The links are in my video, the links are in my video description. You should subscribe to Anthony Padilla's YouTube channel.
You said my last name right, thank you so
did I?
much. You said it right.
It's not Padilla, though.
Well, there you have it. I spent a day with the Odd Ones Out, AKA James, and I feel like I understand how a conscious choice to open yourself up to criticism should be made before revealing any private information on the internet, and how important it is to meet people with empathy and encourage growth after they make a mistake. Not to mention James's incredible ability to relate with and bring joy and laughter to millions of people.
Well, just being like on a video together with someone. Whoa! Holy crap!
Good thing you watched your mouth,
He's
man.
dead, dude.
I almost got you on camera
I
saying
thought you
the
were
S word.
vegan.
That fucker's dead.
What?